Today's topic is personal growth and transformation for a quantum potential life. Imagine living a quantum-inspired life where you get to play and experiment with the quantum field, seeing yourself as a molecule drifting in the quantum field of infinite possibilities and connected to all things. As you navigate your daily life encounters, no longer a victim of your circumstances, but an architect of your own version of your life that you want to live, set by yourself using the quantum field. Wouldn't that be lovely? This is what personal growth and development and transformation for a quantum high potential life is. It involves using quantum principles of energy, consciousness to create rapid, fundamental, and lasting change. Rather than a slow improvement, a quantum potential life shifts your frequency, your mindset, and your beliefs to align with your highest potential immediately. You must now be well aware that you are a quantum human. A quantum human that is a combination of humus, which is clay or earth, and quantum spirit energy, able to see beyond the limitations of the physical, solid, material world into the unseen world of energy and spirit, which is the quantum field. And you can create your desired version of how you will live your life, no longer constrained by a limited version of you. Wouldn't you like to get out of the limited version of you and reach your fullest and highest potential? You must be tired of living an average life. That life of being constrained by those autopilot societal default settings. You can set your own version of life. And this requires a conscious shift from living by default, following a preset path of education, job, mortgage, retirement, to intentional, customized living by design. And this involves questioning those conventional norms, identifying the often unconscious narrative of go to school, get a job, get married, buy a house, retire. Understanding that following this path often leads to burnout, to regret, and a lack of passion and purpose. Societal defaults are often unconscious habits that we have to overcome and set our own desired life as we want to live it. And this is what quantum transformation means. Ask yourself why you do what you do. Are you chasing a career because you love it? Or are you in a career because you believe it is necessary for you to get respect? My dear friend, we need to stop feeling compelled to justifying our choices, such as remaining single or changing careers if they do not align with your happiness. We have to begin to define success on our own terms through our own personal values, taking intentional action to align our daily life with our authentic desires. Success is subjective, and it is defined by you, not by others around you. So you have to determine what matters to you, not what looks good on a resume or to others. And you can focus on a slower routine, a flexible calendar, or more time for creativity rather than just financial and professional gain. Find what you are passionate about so that you can be paid for doing what you enjoy doing. Try new things without fearing to fail. Embrace discomfort and uncertainty because growth occurs outside of your comfort zone. Do those things you are afraid to do. Stop waiting for permission to start living a fulfilling life. You need that courage to stop asking for that permission. These societal norms keep us limited. And these societal norms is what we've been trained into. And this is what we are going back to after this course on personal growth and transformation for a quantum potential life. So will you expand into your fullest quantum potential so as to create the grandest version of your greatest vision? What is quantum transformation? Quantum transformation is a reordering of your life, a sudden, profound, enduring, lasting, personal shift or change, often described as a psychological, emotional, or spiritual rebirth that fundamentally alters your world's view, your character, your values, or behavior. Unlike gradual self-improvement, these changes are leaps that often occur outside of conscious reasoning, like experiencing a profound understanding of a new truth that leaves you confident in a new way of thinking or insightful aha moment. A powerful, often spiritual experience that provides a deep sense of peace and a God-realized life. To understand quantum in transformation, it helps to look at it through the lens of physics applied to psychology. In physics, a quantum leap isn't a long walk, it's a sudden jump where a particle moves from one state to another without passing through the space in between. Hello, am I talking to somebody? So this personal growth and transformation for a quantum potential life is about becoming a human being, not a human doing. Quantum potential for personal growth refers to the idea that your life is not fixed. It's not a linear path, but a field of infinite possibilities. And by shifting your consciousness and attention, you can collapse these possibilities into a new elevated reality. While traditional growth and development and transformation is incremental, slow, step-by-step improvement based on past experience, quantum growth, development, and transformation is a radical shift where you invent a completely new future that is not dictated by your past. It focuses on exponential shifts and leaping over gradual, slow steps. So to unlock your quantum potential, we have to shift from a machine-like view of life to a quantum thinking mindset model. We have been raised in Newtonian logic that is based on cause and effect. In the physical world we can see and touch, where we are taught that the past is the best predictor of the future, that we are separate from the world around us, which means because of this model, we must fight, we must hustle or manipulate external circumstances to get what we want. This is the robotic mechanical model, where we are taught that the material world we see is what is real, and that if we don't see progress in our present circumstances, we assume nothing is happening as we can't see the energy behind things. And this mechanistic view leads to burnout, to anxiety, and a feeling of being some cog in the machine. The quantum thinking model, on the other hand, is the new paradigm based on energy and consciousness. And you are not separate from your environment. Your internal energy of thoughts and emotions is entangled with your opportunities that are already present in the field. You are an energy being. Personal growth isn't just about effort. It's about changing the frequencies and resonances that you hold and emit. Instead of one fixed path, you see a cloud of possibilities. You aren't trying to create a new life. You are trying to tune into a version of your life that already exists in potential. Knowing this, you will learn to prioritize your state of being over your doing. Remember, you are not a human doing, you are a human being. You believe that the invisible, that is your intent, focus, and your vibration governs the visible world, the results you want to see. So we have to learn to work on the energy behind things. The physical material world is the printout of the energetic code of the energy world that we do not see. In our personal lives and in our work with the people we serve, we are used to working on the physical world, focusing on the situations, events, circumstances, people and places and things we see and all that we are facing, and we want to fix them in the physical dimension. However, the good news is something will change when we start to work on the energy behind these events, circumstances, and situations. And doing work on the energy behind things, we notice that things start to move very fast. When we shift our focus from the symptoms the physical world that we see, the physical situations and circumstances that we see, to the source, to the energy behind what is happening, we stop being fixers and we start being architects of our own lives. And we move from the physical fix to the energetic fix. Are you ready to move from the physical fix to the energetic fix? Energetic shift from physical fix to energetic shift. And why? Even though work in the physical world, energy always happens first because that's how we've been trained. And then we work in the physical world. This work in the physical world happens much later if we learn to work on the energy behind situations first, and it will be much faster, and we will get much stronger results than we get when we take action in the physical world alone, because the physical world is just the printout of the energetic code. If we try to change the printout with an eraser, that physical fixed effort, we will always find ourselves struggling. However, if we learn to change the code, the energy, the printout changes automatically. When we work on the energy, we are working at the source of the ripple rather than pushing the waves at the shore. Let me give examples of fixing things physically and the energetic shift that we can go into. Let's imagine you are in a financial dry spell. In you as a physical fixer, you change your account, your bank account daily. You take on extra shifts that you hate at your work. You have a job here and a job there and a job here. You are hustling and you focus entirely on the lack of money, which is a particle. And you stay in a vibration of not enough, which effectively observes the bank account into staying low. Hello, am I speaking to somebody? When you, however, use the energetic shift, you stop staring at the numbers. Oh, I'm left with only 10,000 on my bank account. And you start focusing on the energy of service and abundance. And you spend time feeling the freedom you desire, even if it's for 15 minutes a day. You will be able to clear the energy of debt, of guilt, of shame, of scarcity, and of lack. And as a quantum result, an old client returns out of nowhere, or you get an unexpected refund, and money moves towards you because you stopped pushing it away with your energy of desperation. Let's take another example. Let's say you are in a toxic team culture as a manager. And when you are using the physical shift, you see your team that isn't communicating, and you implement more meetings, you hire a stricter human resource, and you put other strict human resource policies, and you focus on team building exercises. This means that employees will feel managed, not inspired. And heaviness remains in the team. However, when you use the energetic shift, you realize that the team is reflecting their own energy of trust and owning the project. So, as you shift your own state to one of trusting the team, they end up holding the wave of high functioning as a team in their mind and treat each other as if they are already in that uttermost potential of being a team that is owning the project. And as a quantum result, the toxic members, listen to this attentively, they will either naturally leave because they no longer match the frequency that the team is holding, or they will also suddenly transform their behavior because a change in one affects a change in the other. And the atmosphere lightens instantly without a single new rule. Let's take another example. Let's say you are in chronic pain or chronic fatigue. When you use the physical fix model, you are focusing only on the body and you are trying every supplement, every diet, and every specialist to fix the physical machine. You are Googling all the issues concerning with that fatigue or pain. And the mind stays obsessed with the particle of pain and the particle of fatigue, which keeps your nervous system in a state of high alert. However, when you use the energetic shift, you work on the emotional energy tapped within your body, and you are addressing the energy of conflict or suppressed anger that is manifesting as pain. And as a quantum result, a quantum moment occurs and the body suddenly remembers health, and recovery occurs at a speed that baffles even your doctors as the energetic instruction of cells changes. Now let's ask ourselves this question. Why creating and working with energy fast is faster than working with particle or matter? So working on the physical is like swimming against a current. And working on the energy is like becoming the current itself. You are in flow. When you change the energy, synchronicity replaces effort. The right people teleport into your life. Resistance vanishes, and there's no longer a frequency match for that resistance. And creating from matter is hard work because it requires moving physical objects through space and time. So creating from energy is frequency work, and it requires changing the signal you emit with your thoughts and emotions and intentions to the physical world that reorganizes itself around that energy that you are emitting, and you receive back exactly what it is that you emit. Working with energy is faster because matter is the slowest vibration form of energy. So in the physical world, you are bound by the law of resistance. And if you want to build a house, you must carry bricks. And since energy is non-local, it isn't limited by distance or time. An energetic shift bypasses years of linear labor. So the physical or matter, as we are getting to know, is dense, it is slow, and it is resistant to change. The energetic wave is light. It is instantaneous. It is highly malleable. So instead of focusing on doing, focus on state, on that frequency that you are emitting. And once you have done work at the energetic level, work on the physical will have no option but to follow what has already been done on the energy level. So in the particle model, let's say you want a new job and you spend 8 hours a day on that job, feeling desperate, feeling exhausted, waiting for the paycheck at the end of the month. But in the first wave model, you spend an hour or 30 minutes in deep meditative state first, feeling the vibration of being inspired at your new job that you are wanting to get. You are seeing the wave of your new career as if it's already real. Then one evening, you go for a cup of tea and you randomly sit next to a CEO who is looking for exactly your skill set, and the job is yours by sunset. This isn't luck. It is energetic efficiency. So when you create from energy, you are collapsing time. Linear time is a bridge to walk across. But energetic creation is teleportation. When you match the frequency of the future version of yourself, that future version of yourself is no longer away from you in time. It is already entangled with you in the present now moment. So before taking a single physical step, like making a sales call, first calibrate your internal state and focus on the feeling tone. Focus on the vibration you are emitting. Working on energy is faster. It allows for synchronicity. When your energy is aligned, the right people find you. You don't have to hunt them down. Information arrives just in time. You get the exact book, the exact video, or the idea that you need. Time collapses. What was supposed to take 5 years happens in 5 months or less because you have bypassed the logic of the physical world. Hello? We stop looking at what is, the accumulated bank loan, the insufficient monthly salary, the exercise of entrenchment and resizing at the workplace, the agony of retirement, the insolent boss, the marital discord, the breakup and the divorce, the disobedient child, the mentally sick relative, the land grabbed by a neighbor, that joblessness, living from hand to mouth, the current bank balance that is very, very meager, or the current health status. Because when we are looking at these situations, events, circumstances, people, and places, Looking at them keeps them fixed in place and they won't go anywhere. Instead, we can hold the intention of the desired outcome, the intentional collapsing at the energetic quantum level. And these physical obstacles are manifestations of energetic blocks of fear, of limiting beliefs. When we clear the energy blocks through breath work, through meditation, the physical path often clears miraculously. People may call it good luck, but it is actually the removal of energetic friction and resistance. Let us look at an example of one with chronic stress-related illness because of the marital issues they are going through, or because of the workplace issues they are going through, or because of the conflict they are having with a neighbor or relatives. They view themselves as a sick person who has to manage symptoms. Seeing the energy behind these symptoms, they might adapt a belief that the body is a self-healing organism. And they stop talking about their illness, my pressure, my blood sugar, my ulcers, and start living as if they are already vital and strong. Hello, I must be talking to someone. So a spontaneous remission or a sudden discovery of the exact doctor or lifestyle can happen synchronistically. That change that clears the condition in a fraction of time predicted differently by the medical models. And when we go back to this example of this person who has been in a toxic relationship for almost 10 years, and expects the same situations and behaviors in the next relationship. What can he do or what can she do energetically? This person can stop looking for a partner and instead collapse the wave of their own abandonment trauma in childhood. And they might find total wholeness within themselves because they no longer need someone to fix them. And because of that, the result will be that they might suddenly attract a healthy, high-level partner who was invisible to them before, as the frequency that they were holding didn't match the frequency of that high-level partner. Hello? So the next time you feel stuck, ask yourself, am I trying to move this object with my hands? That is the physical model. Or am I aligning the energy that moves the object? Aligning with the energy that will move the object in the physical is the quantum energetic shift that we have to learn to work with. And this means that we will have to learn moving from seeing a particle or matter to seeing a wave, which is energy. So to move from seeing the particle to the wave is to shift from a world of fixed objects to a world of fluid possibilities. In quantum mechanics, a particle is a collapsed state, that physical manifestation you see after you have created from the quantum field. It is one thing. It is in one place. You can touch it. You can see it. You can feel it. When you see the particle in your life, you are looking at what's already done. Your current bank balance, which is miracle, your current job title, your current relationship status. It could have lacked its flame or a past mistake. And you see these as solid particles, and you believe they are unchangeable, and you react to them as if they are the only truth. And this reacting to them observes them into staying exactly the way they are. But when you learn to see wave, you realize nothing is solid. Everything is in a state of flux. The version of you that is healthy, the version of you that is wealthy, the version of you that is at peace, all exist simultaneously as waves of probability. And you stop focusing on the solid problem and start focusing on the fluid potential. Seeing wave, you remain unattached to the current situation, to the current challenge, to the current hindrance, and to the current chaos. And your current situation is one possible outcome. It is only one possible outcome, and you can turn into a different wave. For example, you might be a salesperson and you encounter a no or a closed door from a client. In the particle view, you will say to yourself, I have failed. That door is closed. But when you function from the wave quantum view, you can begin saying to yourself, that specific particle didn't land, but the wave of opportunity is still open. Hello? When you have a health symptom, you will say to yourself, I am a sick person. My pressure, my diabetes, my legs, my paining back. But when you shift into the wave, you say something like this. My body is a field of energy, constantly reorganizing. I am aligning with the wave of vitality. Somebody right there, say this to yourself. My body is a field of energy, constantly reorganizing. I am aligning with the wave of vitality. And for someone going through a stressful event, when we are looking at the particle view, this is disaster. I don't know where I will go. Oh my God, what will I do? This is disaster. But when you change into the wave view, you might say something like this. This is a disintegration of an old pattern, making way for new insight. In the previous presentations, I've always told you that I love chaos because out of chaos comes order. So if you look for a particle you will find a particle. What have you been looking at since morning? If you look for wave, you will find wave. Hello. So we have to use our focused intent to select a new possibility. By vividly imagining and feeling a new outcome, you can collapse that wave into your new physical reality. By seeing the wave of infinite possibilities, you stop being a victim of what happened and you start becoming the author of what is possible. So, are you ready to stop observing a specific particle, that problem, that challenge, that hindrance, and start being the author of what is possible in your life so that it can return to its wave state and change? Right now, there could be something that you have been going through and it has been challenging you so much, and you're seeing it as a specific particle or a problem in your life. When you stop observing it as a problem, it can start to return to its wave state of infinite possibilities and change. So a quantum change is often unexpected, vivid, and deeply transformative. And it is characterized by three phases. The first phase, when we are going through what we are seeing as a problem, it might appear as a big challenge, but we can see it as a disintegration, as a breakdown. Because before a new reality can collapse into place, old structures have to fall apart. Ego dissolution has to happen. And old coping mechanisms, old beliefs and lifestyle that no longer work have to disintegrate and break down. And this leads to a sense of hitting rock bottom, intense confusion. It's like your stable system loses its order due to the external interaction of what you are going through. But remember, it is simply a disintegration and a breakdown of everything that is no longer serving you. Because these old certainties have to break down into pure potential. And when we are going through such mental clearing, it might look like a crisis, but it is clearing space for something bigger, for something more fundamental. And when that phase is over, we go into the phase of insight, that aha moment, the jump, a flash of clarity that doesn't come from logic, but from a higher level of information. And you don't learn this new truth. You simply occupy it as a molecule drifting in the quantum field. And then the third phase is the integration or the reordering. Your life begins to reorganize itself around the new insight, around the new aha that you have received. And the new you begins to act and speak and choose differently. The external world, the job, the relationships, your health starts to reflect this internal shift through synchronicity. and the collapse of the wave function out of the possible versions of you, a specific insight-driven version of you is being observed and made physical. If you can conceive it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. And what used to be hard, like quitting an addiction or leaving a bad job that you are stuck into and you don't know how to get out of, it becomes strangely easy because the old you who struggled no longer exists. That old version of you has already broken down and it has disintegrated. So as we come to the end of this presentation, how do we apply this quantum living, this quantum thinking daily? The first thing we need to do is to stop predicting based on the past experiences. When you wake up every morning, instead of remembering your problems and challenges, which is machine thinking, ask yourself, what is the greatest version of myself that I can be today? And this is quantum thinking. 2, you can also focus on the what and not the how. And this is when you begin thinking big. Think of the future version of yourself that you want to become. That dream home that you want. Without challenging your logic with the how. Because the machine mechanistic view that we have been brought up to do as human doings gets bogged down in the logistics of the how. But the quantum mind, the quantum self, focuses on the end result and the feeling of that result. How you would feel if you were already in your dream home. And by doing that, you are teaching your body to chemically experience those vibrations and those neurotransmitters of having already gotten into your new dream home. And lastly, you can practice synchronicity tracking by getting an evidence journal where you write down everything you start noticing that is somehow falling into place as evidence that what you have already created in the invisible realm is taking shape. You might be having an intention of having your project funded, and it has been seeming as if it has been put on the shelf in somebody's office. But after quantum thinking and working on the energetic level, you are walking down the street and you walk past 2 people talking, and what they are talking about is that particular person in an organization that sits on projects. You can take that as an indication that what you have already created in the realm that is unseen, you can take that as evidence that it is being worked on. Hello. So, are we ready to embrace uncertainty? Because when we are going through all the challenges that we are going through, We are in the unknown. We are seeing uncertainty, and we are afraid of that unknown. We have to start practicing as if that version that we want is already there. And we have to learn to surrender to possibility. The question I'm leaving with you today, as a practitioner in your particular field of work, how will you grow to have a quantum transformation where you will be able to let go of living an average life and create your own version of the life that you want to live? I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I hope it has been very beneficial to you. Welcome to Quantum Transformation. Have a blessed evening. Namaste. Thank you, and thank you.